Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? We're going to go through the ToAH hard floors 70, 80, 90, and 100. And I use basically the same thing for all of them. So I'm just going to go through the ruins. I'm going to show you the team at the start of the boss and then the end of the boss just to show I did it. It's primarily kind of useless to show the middle of it. So I'm just going to show the very first few turns that matter. And then while I auto the boss down, I'll take that out and just show the end. And we'll do that for 70, 80, 90, and 100 for this ToAH hard rotation. So the monsters I use for basically all of ToAH hard are Spectra. I use on like 1 or 2 boss floors. His runes are terrible. He has no HP. He dies really easily, but it works. Baretta, the All-Star. Those are his runes there. He's got okay runes, but not the best. He's got 100% accuracy, what matters. I also use Mav. He is my favorite monster basically ever. There are his runes. It's really important for him to go after everybody on your team. I also use, where is it here? Bella. There are his runes. His runes suck, and he's got one really good rune. But the thing is, these runes haven't been touched in a long time, so it's really good for newer players because I feel like these are really accessible runes for what they are. Sometimes I use Veramos. Those are his runes there. He's terribly ruined. He's only plus 62 speed. Who am I missing here? Basalt is another one I also use. Yes, I use Basalt. I'm sorry. You can use a lot of things instead of him. Talc works great. Believe it or not, Amen works great. That's who I used before. A lot of things depending on the stage. And I also use Briand here, who's not necessary, but I use him primarily just for autoing. And he has a couple better runes, as you can see there, but not too important. And I think that's basically all of them. So let's get right into it. We'll start off at 470, and I'll show you my team and everything like that. So this is a really hard stage here, especially with my current team, because my runes just suck right now. My Veramos is only... how much speed? 62 speed, which is just not enough. I feel like if I can do this with this team, you guys should be able to handle it too. I'm gonna auto. Outside of Basalt, they're all pretty obtainable. I don't even think you need Brienne for this. I could probably get away with something else pretty easily. But the important part is unfortunately Basalt, but you can use Talc. I did use Talc before. And this is one of the ones where, because my runes are so bad on this team, it sometimes takes a couple tries. The goal is to just not let Sierra get a spell off. If she gets a spell off, I just straight up lose. That's why it's really important to have 2 stuns, or not 2 stuns, well, a ton of stuns and a provoke too. 2 provokes. That's why I used Talc for a while. The important part here is Mav is on Violent. And it's nice to have his accuracy up there. Same with Basalt or Talc or whoever you do. See, now I'm in trouble. My Veramos is just so incredibly slow, and I missed every stun. So here's hoping we can get some lucky stuns here. Oh, we got 1 stun. That's good. I don't know if my wings is up, but it doesn't matter anyway. That's up. Okay, we survived that. So I like to hit the Lieblis first, just because they're counterattack. If they all counterattack, things can go really bad. Just don't resist. Nice. And again, this is one of those floors. A lot of people try ToAH hard, and they try it once or twice and then give up. Like when I first started learning this, I think I spent like a couple hours on the Sierra stage, and it was ToAH 70 as well. Again, Talc works instead of Basalt. Not as well, but he works just fine. You can also use Spectra instead of a couple things. You can use there's a ton of things you can use. I'm just trying to use the most basic team that I know works. Really see, this is bad right here. Is Turbulence up? Good, Turbulence is up. Ooh. So somebody's gonna die, and this is why I guess Briand is pretty important here, because that'll happen. Oh, nice, he lived. So my Mav has crappy runes too, and he lived that, so there's always hope without Brienne too. So yeah, this went pretty well. The important part is just to keep provoke on Sierra and don't give up. Like, you can't just give up on ToAH. It's one of those things you gotta work for, and every month you do it, it'll hopefully get easier. Unless you're like me and you just never change your runes, so it's exactly the same difficulty every time. You still have to kind of pay attention here. You can still lose. I'm gonna auto and just... What I like to do is I auto, and then when things start getting scary, I hit on auto and hope I can recover. Just because I don't like to take the time to manual at all. So there we go. Everything went pretty well. I autoed all of it except for one point where things got a little hectic and my provokes got resisted. First try, I didn't do any restarts or anything like that. Again, the runes are at the very start of the video. You can check them out there. We will be right back with ToAH 80. So we're going on to the ToAH 80 hard mode floor right now. It is the Dark Raki, the Dark Hell 80. I forget her name. I think a bunch of Infernos too. I use this team for everything. I auto pretty much like 99% of ToAH. There's a couple floors that are really difficult without it. So the goal of this one is the goal of every other one, basically. Don't let them move, and if they move, make sure they are taunted. And hopefully kill these with dots. So, going pretty well right here. Boo. I really need to fix my runes for ToAH hard, but I just don't want to. It's been working so well for me, I just don't want to change things. One thing to really remember and really keep in mind is that turn order is the most important thing about ToAH, assuming you have half-decent runes. I don't want to... I'll kill the first monster if I use my my Phoenix here, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try. Oh, nice, it didn't stun... Or didn't... I'm going to armor up here. Turn order is important. Like, obviously you need a decent amount of runes, but you need turn order. And with a team like this, you really want to have everybody go and then have Mav go right after. So try to have your Baretta, your Veramos, your Basalt, your Spectra, your Bella, everything to go, and then Mav to go right after that. That's the most important part, and that'll... Whoops. So I wasn't paying attention, and the worst thing that possibly could have happened. So we're going to see if we can still pull through this right here. I was not paying attention, and I did the one thing I shouldn't have done, which is kill my own monster on the reflect kill. This is going to be kind of a shaky battle. I should not have lost Briand here, and it should have been really easy. So I will be back in a couple minutes. I could show this in the video, but it's literally just me reducing her attack part on manual for this long. I don't think it's really entertaining, so I'll be back in a little bit. So we're back here. Things went really well. I autoed most of it. It got a little shaky at the end because I was autoing and she got a spell off. I definitely could have done this without Briand, and it would have been better without Briand. Bella's a really good choice here just because you get the extra heal boost and you get a defense break to speed this crap up. And more importantly, I'm going to mention it again because so many people don't do this when I watch them trying to figure out the stage, is they don't use Mobilize as an attack bar boost. I know that seems stupid to say, but I guarantee me saying that somebody, it'll click and they'll be like, wow, why haven't I been using that as an attack bar boost, not a heal? So yeah, pretty easy stage. We'll be right back with the next one. I don't even know who's 90 on the next floor, but I guess we'll see. So we're really going to have to rely on RNG for this one, for me anyway, with these runes. I don't know how well it's going to go. We really need some stuns, and we really need some defense buffs and some everything to land, and having my Veramos go after my Mav is like one of the worst things in the world. So we got attack debuff down. That's really good. They got 3 stuns. Well, we're just gonna pick off the side ones first. As for which one, I don't really How much does that hurt? Oh, not bad. As for which one, I don't really care which one goes first. I just kind of hope they're always stunned. Okay. Try to get some taunts up and some attack bars down. And that really hurts, so this is going to be a tough battle. I might have to switch my runes up or my team or something for this. I hope not, because my goal is something accessible that people can do. I know I'm using Basalt, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So we are in trouble. We need some violent procs here, specifically from Mav. We didn't get it. Reduce some attack bar. Get some... We land our attack break. That's good. We're 2 turns away from a heal. This is not good. Stun? Nope. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the little guys too much anymore. The left one's going to be dead before it gets another move, and we are kind of just doing what we can here. Hopefully getting some... Maybe a stun on the right one would be good. Hopefully getting some heals off soon, because no violent proc. Ooh, we're dead. Well, this is fantastic. I must say too, trying to record a video while you're sick is the literal worst thing ever. I keep having to stop and like editing out my sneezes and my sniffles. We're still in this. We really need a stun on the auto attack on the right guy. We didn't get it. We just kind of have crossed our fingers at these next couple turns here. Come on, stun. Nice, we got the stun. This is one of those stages, especially when it's 90, is you really have to rely a lot on RNG. Especially if you don't have the perfect team for it, and this is not the perfect team for it. I don't have Glancine, I don't have anything like that. The right one's going to die, so I'm going to start working on it. This is one of those ones where it might just take a couple tries, and oh well, that's okay. If it means a light and dark scroll and inevitably a legendary scroll, I'm all for it. We're starting to recover. This is good. We just need Basalt back on full health, and we can take whatever they can throw at us, basically. Oh, nice. We got a violent proc. Nice. So just plugging away on the left one here. I actually don't know which one's better to kill first. Ooh, no, stop it. But I'm going to go on the left one because that's the one that I started hitting first, so let's go for it. I think if I can get rid of the left one first, then I can get rid of the defense buff, which is really going to slow me down. Although, if I can ever get it down to just one, I'm just going to auto it anyway. What does she even do? Decreases attack power. Yeah, so I think Charlotte's a little scarier, but who cares? We'll just work our way on him here. Hopefully we can get attack rate off, and we do. Yeah, she does hurt a lot, though. Come on, Violent. Nice. So we're getting what we needed. Oh, thank you, Basalt. I think what I did actually last time this was up is I just straight up tanked it. It took me forever, but you can tank it with a really good team, too. But that one's a lot of runes. This one's just, you have to get a little lucky. This one too, Brienne is kind of necessary for me because I need the attack break, but if you have something like Arya, which I don't have because I'm stupid, that might work better as well too, so that's just another thing to keep in mind. This is literally going to take me an hour, so I'm just going to say screw it, and I will see you guys in like, we'll time it. It's 11:19 p.m. right now. We'll see how long this takes me. I'll be right back. And we are back here. It is now 11:39. That took me 20 minutes of manual play. Oh my god, is that frustrating. But I got it first try. I did not fail. It was a little shaky at times. I did almost wipe once where both of them slept me out of provoke and then used their second skill, and then I didn't proc out of violent, or proc out of the sleep and the stun, but it worked out just fine. So yeah, that was ToAH 90 with subpar runes, one of the harder ones, I think. I definitely feel like if you have this team, if you have Basalt, and you have this team, it'll be no problem for you, assuming you have half-decent runes, so that's one thing to really keep in mind. again, my runes are really subpar, and that's the really real point I'm trying to get across here. There's so many other options you can use. You can use Bella for a lot of floors. You can use Talc for a lot of floors, believe it or not. I know I brought him up before. You can use Area, you can use your Hathor, you can use so many different things are possible. I'm just doing the most common team I use and the common team I see other people use, especially if they have Basalt. Briand, I haven't actually needed him any floor except for this one. I usually just keep Briand in there for auto purposes. He's safer to auto, and I auto basically everything. Another thing too is Bella could have worked just fine here. I think I died once, and if I had Bella instead of Briand, I might not have died there, so that's another thing. Having that mobilize is just so useful. So yeah, there we go. I'll see you in a little bit on ToAH 100. So this is my ToAH Floor 100 team. I'm just gonna go through this really quickly and show you guys how to do it. The general idea here is to not let the Akasis move, just because it gets really annoying when they start putting their shield up. Just use Bella as a booster here, and then you can get your AoE off and then a Turbulence off before, and you should be fine. Anyway, this is going to be really boring. I usually auto this, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do this off camera and come right back here when I get to the boss, because this is really brainless. You should know how to do this part by now. Nothing really scary at all on these floors, so I'll see you in a bit. So we're at the boss here. The goal of this boss is to just get a defense break up, get a slow up, and go to town. Try to keep your defense up as much as you can too. And just use every single reduction you can as possible. And as you can see, my runes are really bad. My Bella goes after my Mav, which is absolutely terrible. I should have already mobilized, and then my mobilized cooldown should have been reduced. So that's huge right there. So that's one thing you can make up for if you don't have Basalt or something like that. You generally just want to use Special Assault, and that's it to hit the boss outside of Turbulences. One important thing too is try to keep defense break up as much as possible, because the only way you can fail this, at least with my runes, is if he uses his AoE without defense break or defense buff up. But not only that, but he also heals less with defense break or defense up. I actually recorded this once before, and I wiped for the first time ever on this boss because I was talking and I wasn't paying attention, and I let the right crystal go. So I'm gonna try not to do that this time, because I don't want to have to do this floor again. You can also use something like ToAH here, or like Briand, or just something, werewolves even, something with a heal block or another attack bar reduction instead of Basalt, if you don't have them. There's a ton of options here. This floor really isn't too difficult. It's going to get a spell off, so we'll see what happens here. And he did his AoE, so if I didn't have defense break there, I would be dead. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But that's also, my runes are just absolutely god-awful. But that's why I'm doing this too, because my runes are so bad, anybody should be able to get them. And it doesn't matter what damage your Spectra does, you can build them really tanky too. I just haven't changed my runes in so long. It doesn't matter how long this battle takes. If you use a team like this, he should never get a turn unless you mess up, or unless you get a really bad string of resistances. And even if he does get a turn or two, it shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this because this is really boring. It's just literally the same thing over and over and over again. Always prioritize your attack bar reduction over damage, unless you get greedy, and I'm greedy, so I'm going to go for damage, and hope I violent proc, and hope that doesn't get resisted. So yeah, I'll see you in a little bit, guys. Okay, we're nearing the end here. I had one close call, I think, where they were both getting almost out of turn and I got resisted, but I proc violent a couple times and made it out of it. But again, it shouldn't be a problem if you have defense buff up. It looks like they might actually get a turn again right at the end, which would be a hilarious way to die. This should kill him. Nope. Also, don't do what I did there. Oh, good. The crystal died. I should have hit the crystal with it anyway, but I forgot it was going to die to dots. So very, very, very clean kill this time. A couple screw-ups, but that was my bad. And we're just looking for Special Assault to go back up again. And there you go. ToAH 100, really easy this time. I hope you guys get it. If you need help, let me know. I can try to help you out with teams. But overall, I only have experience with a team that consists of Baretta, Mav, Basalt, or not Basalt, Baretta, Mav, Bella as the core. Those have been my three that have carried me through basically every floor forever, especially Mav. Mav is literally like the best monster ever for ToAH, so if you don't have him, make sure you get him going. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. See you next month, actually, if you're just here for the ToAH video. I'll do another one then, and specifically I'll do one for the female counterpart. Have a great day.